Before you drop $300 on Meta's new AI glasses, watch this. I've been living with them for a couple of months and I'm going to tell you the real story, what works, what's broken, and whether you should buy them or wait. Because these look like regular Ray-Bans, but they promise hands-free photos, videos, an AI assistant in your ear, breaking language barriers, and answering life's toughest questions, basically turning you into a cyborg. But is this just another overhyped gadget, or is this the first wearable that actually feels like the future? Let's find out. If you're not familiar with the Meta Ray-Bans, they have built-in speakers, microphones, cameras, and a straight line to Meta's AI assistant. They help you take photos, get answers, control music, and even do translations on the go. On paper, they're the sci-fi sunglasses we've always wanted, finally brought to life, but real-world usage always proves different. So first impressions, they're surprisingly good looking. There's a bunch of different colors and designs, and soon we're getting an Oakley version of these with more of a sporty look and beefed up specs, along with a higher price. Now these aren't some dorky, nerdy prototypes. They really do look like normal Ray-Ban Wayfarers depending on the color that you get. I tried out some transparent ones a couple of months ago, and while cool, I wasn't a fan of how much attention they would get, so I swapped them out for a brown color. Build quality feels solid, the hinges are nice, and the case is sleek, and charges them a couple times before you need to charge the case again, which charges with USB-C, so it's a seamless addition to all the gadgets you already have. A nice bonus is that my normal glasses fit nicely in the case for when I swap back. So design and experience wise, they absolutely nailed it. They feel like glasses and nothing more. But what about actually using them? Let's talk about real world use. I've been wearing them for errands, walks, drives, and even when bike riding, which has been surprisingly nice. For calls, they actually work quite well. You hear through the open ear speakers and the person on the other side can hear you just fine. However, on noisy streets, you might have trouble on both ends. Taking photos is pretty convenient. You just say, "Hey Meta, take a photo," and it works. The quality is good, nothing close to a flagship phone, but perfect for casual social media and memories. The more light, the better the quality is, as these don't have a big enough sensor for low light activities to not look grainy and muddy, but even then things still look fine. Using these for activities like sports is great, and even more quote-unquote boring ones like cooking are fun with these, especially since you can record either lots of short clips or clips as long as 3 minutes, and it's just nice to have your point of view while cooking. You can also, of course, listen to music, and being able to use Meta AI to get some timers going and have some conversations while you're cooking. For example, if you're making some rice and you're wondering how you could make it maybe taste fishy or like Mexican rice, depending on the ingredients that you have, it will give you proper suggestions, unlike something like Siri or Alexa, which simply don't understand simple conversational questions like this yet. And before we continue with this video, a quick note from our sponsor, TicNote. What if I told you that the most powerful AI note taker that you'll ever use is smaller than your wallet? This right here is the TicNote. It's a credit card sized AI powered recorder designed to transform how you capture, organize, and act on your thoughts. This right here is only 29 grams, so it slips into your wallet like a business card. It also comes with its own sleeve, so it gives it MagSafe compatibility, so it can attach to the back of your phone super easily and super strong. It packs 64 gigs of internal storage, which is over 436 hours of recordings, and gives you 25 hours of continuous use or up to 20 days of standby on a single charge. The design on this is completely purpose-built. There's physical buttons on here to prevent any accidental touches, and the screen right there gives you info on battery status, recording mode, as well as your Bluetooth connection. Now you have two modes on this device. There's the speaker mode for interviews, and for example, if I'm thinking of things or if you're talking with someone else, you put it on speaker mode and then both people can talk. It'll record all the conversation with multiple people. So perfect for interviews, lectures, meetings, etc. Then there's the earphone mode. What's cool about that one is that you just put it in its sleeve, turn it on, put it to capture, and then you can actually take a call and it's going to record the call completely and summarize the call for you. You don't have to put it on speaker or anything. It just automatically records with the vibrations and everything, the call, as well as what you're saying. Now, if you pair it with the TicNote app, this is where it gets really powerful. The app can transcribe recordings in over 100 languages, including accents and dialects. It'll then edit, highlight, and export everything effortlessly. It automatically generates to-do lists, builds visual mind maps, and an aha moment, which is that sudden flash of insight when a problem you've been wrestling with all along just clicks into place. Think of it as your own personal eureka noted down for you. Now, if you need more context on the conversation, there's the Shadow AI tool, which performs a deep research based on your content. It surfaces articles, summaries, and key takeaways that would have taken hours to dig up. And if you're on desktop, TicNote's web platform has everything too. You can manage files, edit transcripts, organize by project, and access your Shadow AI assistant with one click. From quick memos to mission-critical meetings, TicNote remembers it all so you don't have to. Check the link down below in the description to take a look at TicNote for yourself, and thanks to TicNote for sponsoring this video. Music sounds surprisingly decent for the open ear audio, however, it's not private. So if you max out the volume and there's someone near you, it's very possible they can hear, but on 50% volume, nobody should be hearing anything of what you're listening to. The pro here is that it lets you be completely aware of all your surroundings, which is fantastic for general safety. And you also get a camera to record someone or something that you see instead of having to pull out your phone, which is also potentially a nice little safety perk. Now, these do have some cool translation features, namely the ability to basically look at something like a menu and it'll take a picture of it and then explain it to you and what you're looking at. And if you want something a little bit more conversational, you can hand your phone over to someone and they can talk into the phone in any language. So I wanted to show you guys a little demo here of the translation. Now, the glasses don't let you record while translating, so at least you can see the end user. So this is the person that you would basically hand the phone. If you're in Japan, you would hand this to your server, and so I'm basically playing the server here for this example. So we'll go right here to translate, click start.
Starting live translation from Spanish to English.
Hi, can you point me to the nearest grocery store?
Hola, ¿puedes apuntarme a la tienda de comestibles más cercana?
Claro que sí. Si sigues por esta cuadra derecho y en dos luces volteas a la derecha, ahí está en esa esquina.
Of course, yes. If you follow this block of law, and in two lights you turn right, there is that corner.
Thank you. Is there anything you recommend I should get?
Claro que sí. Con mucho gusto.
Of course, yes. I'm glad to see you.
So yeah, it works. Not perfect, but it works. Now, the AI assistant is really the headline feature here right now, and it's what Meta has been advertising as of late. You can ask questions, get summaries, and most of the things that you can think of. It feels futuristic, but it's still a little bit early. Sometimes it's slow or gives pretty generic answers, and of course, it's very dependent on your phone's internet connection. So I personally wouldn't say, yeah, go out and get these. They're like ChatGPT for your eyes, because it's just not there yet. You can't really have life-altering conversations with the Meta AI, but it's slowly getting there. Odds are, if you have a question, it will probably have a good answer for it, and you can have a nice back and forth conversation with it without having to prompt it multiple times. So it's really nice, but it's not worth it for the AI on the glasses alone. One of the best things about these glasses is how they let you capture really personal and memorable moments while staying fully in the moment yourself. It was one of the main reasons why I was such a huge proponent of Google Glass nearly a decade ago. Some of the best videos I ever shot were with Google Glass because of how real the interactions were without a phone. I mean, just imagine playing with your dog, cat, or even your child and being able to record without having to pull out your phone. You get some really nice and genuine interactions. To take a picture or video, you can either just prompt the assistant or click a button on the top of the glasses, and now you have a solid, genuine memory of that moment. Some of those moments might be so good, in fact, that in the future you'd easily pay $300 to have those memories from that perspective, especially since all of our brains can't really recall memories properly, and videos from your perspective help you keep the memory from the right perspective. The current devices with phones really skew our memories, and you might end up remembering a moment with more of a third-person perspective due to pulling out your phone and recording through it, or even just seeing someone else's recording of you of that memory. Memories overall are just really weird, and if you like reading, I do recommend checking out The Truth of Fact and The Truth of Feeling story by Ted Chiang to see why recordings from your point of view might prove vital in the future. Now, you could take these to a family gathering and film everyone very naturally without stopping the flow to hold up a camera. But the thing is that there is a little light that turns on for privacy reasons when you're recording, which I get, but honestly, I wish you could disable it sometimes, as it can be so bright depending on the moment that it almost looks like a flash, and it can be distracting to the person you're talking to, even if they're completely okay with being filmed and you know this. Now, it's still way less intrusive than using a phone, but of course, if you are privacy sensitive, camera-centric, just know that if the light is not on, then a person is not recording you and that light cannot be disabled or covered or the glasses will refuse to work. Another thing I really like is that you can get prescription lenses for these and just pop them right in. I got mine from a third-party shop and they were about 60 bucks, which isn't bad at all. I did lose the transitions capability that the original lenses came with, but I found some snap-on covers that work for the rare times that I actually need these as sunglasses. I just prefer to save the money and just use them with clear lenses most of the time, since custom transitions can get pretty pricey and the lenses tend not to be as clear as just these normal prescription ones. So let's break it down clearly. The pros: they're genuinely stylish, the hands-free photos are actually convenient, the open ear audio is decent for music and calls, and the AI assistant has some real potential. On the downside, the battery life is just okay. We're looking at around 4 to 6 hours depending on how much you use them, but if you turn them on and start listening to music or podcasts, then they aren't lasting for more than like 2 hours or so. The AI overall can be inconsistent and there are obvious privacy concerns with the cameras and mics, like is Meta always listening to everything, similar to how Alexa is in the home? Well, that's up to you to decide if you trust what they say about only listening once you say the magic words. Now, at over $300, it's honestly not terrible, especially since there are often deals, and I managed to actually snag these from Target Optical for under $200, which at those prices I say get one instantly. Honestly, they're just really a super cool toy with some actual utility, but they're not to the point where they're essential. And they also don't replace any other device, since if you actually want to listen to music, then you might want to actually use AirPods. Definitely not going to use these on a plane or going down a busy street like Fifth Avenue. A lot of functionality of the glasses still depend on your phone and its connection to the internet, so these are more of an add-on device to everything you currently own. I do want to note that this does have some accessibility features, with the main one being the Be My Eyes feature, which is fantastic for those that are visually impaired. If you happen to know someone that is, these might be worth the $300 price tag just for that feature alone. So who should actually buy these? Well, early adopters who want a taste of the future, possibly travelers who will get good use of the hands-free camera and translations, and anyone who wants to experience with some voice AI on the go. But most importantly, if you like taking videos and photos and don't want to pull out your phone, these are pretty cool right now for just that, and then you get a lot of extra little features on top. Now, who shouldn't buy them? If you want just perfect, reliable AI, then this is not for you. And if you hate short battery life and like devices to last all day, or if you're just worried about privacy in general, since at the end of the day, this Meta product is cough, you know, a Facebook product, then definitely just stay away from all these. So are these Meta AI glasses worth it? For most people, not quite. It's definitely a glimpse of the future, but unless you love trying new tech, you might want to wait for the next generation when the AI is smarter and the battery life lasts closer to all day. But for early adopters and enthusiasts, they're actually pretty fun, and you'll probably get your $300 worth of fun with the moments you can capture. Now, if this helped you out, drop a like so more people can see it, and let me know in the comments if you'd actually rock these or if you're waiting for the next version. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.